Hello, Makio. I'm so out of breath right now because I just did a dance for a concert and it was just too much. Well, I hope you had fun. How you doing anyways, besides that? Doing good, doing good. That's good. Hello, Jean-Pierre. How you doing? Looking good, thank you. This is a sketch, so obviously I have to ink over top of it. Um, One thing I have to before I start inking is get there's supposed to be a screen dividing these panels, so I'm gonna get that in here. I guess I can use a really big brush for that. Yeah. What should I? What should I like a high pitched scream sound like? Like, do I just use the letter A over and over again, or do I have something else I can do? I'm gonna check. Um, I'm gonna check and see if there's other ways I can do it. I don't want to do the Kia thingy. I don't want to do that. Doesn't seem fitting. Um, Girly scream text for comic. I guess like from what I'm seeing, there's only the letter A getting repeated, so maybe that's my only option. I guess I could just play with the actual styling of the letters. That's pretty much all I can do there. So good, my goat. You're a chill guy. Thank you. But yeah, how's your day been? Mine's been pretty good. The weather here is pretty chill compared to a lot of other places that I'm hearing about. Uh, people I know from France and Germany are saying that they're melting, but it's actually in the afternoon. It was kind of like sweater weather, so I guess it's okay for me. Toes? Also with the feet thing, also my place it's raining a lot. I think maybe it'll rain like maybe next week for us. Like usually we get a lot of heat and then it cools down and then it rains a lot. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I don't mind. I actually like the rain, so helps me sleep. Rain is just so good to sleep to. Yeah, perfect sound. Yeah, Peter's off too abruptly, I guess. Sketches look better than my best work. Well, I think we talked about this already. I've been drawing for like over 10 years. And I think you mentioned that you drew for like, have you been drawing for like a year even? I don't remember exactly what you mentioned, but yeah, it's just a matter of time and practice. Hey Cherry, how you doing? Like less than a year, like 10 months. See? Yeah, you have a lot of time to improve. Yeah, the panel under here really turns into chaos. Um, I'm good, you. I'm good. It's been um pretty cool where I'm at. Today was a perfect day, I'd say, weather-wise. I don't know if you can say the same or not, but I heard it's hot for a lot of people, a lot of other people, but for me it's been nice. I need to decide how to tackle this. A lot of the detail at the back is not gonna matter that much, I guess, because a lot of it's getting covered by these bugs and stuff. So, but I need to draw certain things first and certain things after. Uh, the easiest way for me to do this, I guess, is to perhaps draw the things that are on top first, and then draw the things that are on the bottom after. Maybe that's how I should do this, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'll hit save. Yeah, summer's got very hot over here, but I got a haircut yesterday. Okay. Those cicadas, yeah. So I gotta draw them moving fast and in flight. Um, we'll see how that goes. Okay, alrighty. The bugs look cool. Yeah, I made them look scarier than they actually are in real life. But yeah, I want to capture their motion, like the I guess the blur of the wings, but through lines. I want to try to do that. I've never encountered a cicada before since there are none in my particular area, but I feel like I would feel a bit distant from one. I'm not very fond of bugs. I'm one of those people. Well, they are pretty big. I don't think they can. I'm not sure if they can bite actually. I don't think they can. Because like from what I understand is they live in the ground for like I don't know if every species does this, but one of the reasons why they're often featured in coming of age stories is because they live in the ground for about 17 years and then they emerge essentially when they're 18. Like it's like becoming an adult, I guess, for humans. And they shed their outsides, their exoskeletons, and become cicadas. And then for that, I don't know if it's a day or if it's a couple of weeks. I assume it's a couple of weeks. They um, just eat, mate, I guess lay their eggs, and then they die. So yeah, it feels like sometimes I guess a depressing metaphor for becoming an adult. I guess they sing songs. That's also the nice part. If you like that sound, live for 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, so they only live for 3 to 4 weeks. Um, Kind of crazy for a bug to live that long. Like it's in their larvae stage, where they're called nymphs in their larvae stage. Um, yeah, some are 13, some are 17. So I guess 13 to 17 years in the ground before they crawl up onto the trees and emerge. Yeah, so the cicada shells are the nymphs, like that stage. I mean, I was checking if they could bite, right? So let me see that. Cicada can bite. Technically, cicadas don't bite or sting. They do, however, pierce and suck. They might try to pierce and suck, but don't worry, they aren't vampire. Okay, so this is some weird site. The AI is saying no, cicadas cannot bite in the way mosquitoes or other biting insects bite. While they have piercing, sucking mouth parts designed for consuming plant fluids, they lack the jaws or mandibles. I guess those are, I think those are what like grasshoppers and stuff have. Uh, they lack the jaws or mandibles needed for biting humans or pets. So I guess they're harmless. They probably have like a little thing where they have to stick into like leaves so they can like feed on the juices. But I guess it's not something that can pierce human skin, or if it can, I guess it doesn't really do anything. Either way, even if it doesn't, I'm sure it still creeps you out, right? It's like a little, or actually pretty big crawling fly, right? So I bet it's pretty loud flyer. That sound alone kind of freaks people out sometimes. Yeah, butterflies and moths. I guess they don't have anything that can really hurt you either. Um, They just basically drink out of a proboscis, I think is what it's called. It's like a straw. But for some reason, people seem more afraid of moths than butterflies, if not both. Because if you take away a butterfly's wings, they're actually pretty ugly, I guess. Um, I think moths look really nice, personally. If cicadas lack the jaws, why do they scream so? Well, it's their wings. I think the noise they're doing, they're making that with their wings, or maybe some other part of their body. It's kind of crazy how loud they can get, though. My dad was just talking to me, and I couldn't hear clearly what you were saying, but I think I heard enough to understand. Yeah, I'm just making bug facts. This is the Discovery Channel apparently. Let's see. This is not going to be an accurate face. I'll come back and edit it, I guess. I just want the lines to communicate the speed. Live in the Midwest and I got a lot of cicadas. Yeah, that's where this story is set actually in the Midwest. It's set in Kansas, so yeah. I live in Kansas in like the state right next to it. I don't even know which state. Sometimes I play Animal Crossing, and when it's that time of season, cicadas show up on the trees, and I can catch some of them. It's very cool what a game can do, I guess. Changing seasons, yeah, it does a lot of things. And like I've never played it personally, but I know people who do. All girls. I don't know if it's actually like a girl game, but everyone I know who plays it is a girl. So my cousins and some friends. All girls. Yeah, so I think I had probably just assumed that it was a girl game and I didn't play it. Even though a lot of the games I play are kind of girly because like when you look at the UI and the themes and stuff of for example the game I'm playing right now is Atelier Riza or Riza. The Atelier series is a really girly series, but it has a lot of stuff that I um like crafting and exploration and stuff like that. And I guess there's a more actiony example, Gravity Rush or Gravity Days, depending on how it was translated. That is a like really girly UI, but I think most of the people who played it were guys because it's an action game. The whole story is really girly too. I think it didn't do well with the intended audience probably because it got a sequel. It barely got a sequel, and then I think the studio shut down or something. If the studio didn't shut down, I think people just moved on to other projects, and then they couldn't continue. but it's one of the best games that I've played. Do you think Iowa's a state? Yeah. Why wouldn't it be a state? Can't find anything with like defining traits for their faces, so I'm just gonna kind of make up details. Make up this here for like the antenna. Lots of people don't know the state. I don't know why. Really? I didn't know that. I thought it was a well-known state because one of the things that they used to do in the US like way back in the day. Now they don't really do this because it wouldn't make sense to do it. But Iowa is a state that apparently people from around the world probably still don't, but they absolutely didn't know how to say it. So one of the ways that you could tell a US citizen from a non-US citizen back in like wartime era, I guess, was there's a series of states where you would say you would write them out, and if they weren't able to pronounce them, that would be a sign that they're potentially a foreign asset. Of course, nowadays you could just learn to pronounce it pretty easily, right? But back then, I guess it worked to some extent. Texas used to be its own country? Yeah. The country of Texas. Now it's the what's it, Lone Star State, I guess, is what its nickname or something is. The fact that it's 90 degrees is pretty nice here. It's actually pretty nice here too. I don't know if it's 90 because that's Fahrenheit and I'm working with Celsius. But yeah, it's been nice all day here. So the 79 there, or 26, 26 Celsius. Oh crap. Oh wait, is that okay? So 90 is like 30 then, right? Like in the 30s? Or did you miscalculate? Because I think 79 degrees Fahrenheit is actually pretty cold. It's or cool. It's not cold, but it shouldn't be 26. It should be minus 30 divided by 2. What's I hate math. uh, 70 minus 30 is 40 plus 9, that's 50 divided by 225. Wait, yeah, that's like around there. Never mind. Yeah. I can't do math in my head very well, but yeah. But yeah, let me see what temperature is it here. Right now it's 15 degrees Celsius, and it's gonna drop to 10 for the middle of tonight. We're known for corn. A lot of the Midwestern states are known for corn. Tennessee, I think that's where Jack Daniels comes from, the drink. I think a lot of American whiskey or bourbon, I think that's what it's called, uses corn. Like, hee-haw, Texas. Said in an exaggerated manner. It's called Cowboy State. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Say it like Texas. Right now, that looks like a fluffy airplane with eyes. Fluffy airplane with eyes. Why feet? Are you another freak? What's with the kids these days and feet? Because I'm a silly little guy. Any anyone have plans for the fourth? If you live in, I would rather celebrate the fourth than Like here, you don't even it's the 1st of July for Canada, and you can't even tell. Most of the places don't. No one does really anything. But when I went to America for the first time, I learned what patriotism was because everyone was celebrating it where I was. So the fourth is gonna be what day? Oh, it's tomorrow. Shit, I don't know. Yeah, I live in Canada right now, but I was living in Florida before that, and then I was living in Montreal, which is also Canada, but Quebec is like a different thing when I was like really, really young. But so when people ask me where I'm from, it's I don't really know what to say sometimes. I just say America because it's the coolest. It's the coolest one, so Toronto, no. I live in it's it's like outside of Toronto. Um it's like a super suburb kind of area. It gets right on the edge of the farmlands of Ontario, and it's like southern Ontario, I guess. I'm getting errors. My messages aren't sending. What? Oh, I guess it's because of the 3 second thing, right? Probably. Yeah, they're sending now. It's probably that thing that I set up. Think I should change it back to 1 second or? Oh, oh, so it wasn't the same message. Okay. Yeah, it could just be YouTube, I guess. Yeah, or the internet for you. I need to take a sip of water. Throat is dry. Is it Petersboro? Are you asking me where I am? It's not Petersboro. It's I'll give you one more guess and then I'll just tell you. Oh my god, Ray, I'm actually drinking. Oh, good. Finally drinking water after all these years. After all these decades. Random guess London. Oh, you got closer. You got closer there. Kitchener, which used to be Berlin, but they keep naming places after, I guess, European cities, and then they never developed them. So it's like whenever you talk about London, Ontario, it's an embarrassment because there's like basically nothing there. Same thing with Kitchener. Well, actually, Kitchener is much more developed, but still not much. I don't mind mentioning it because I'm not gonna really be here for like maybe in a year or two I'll be out of here, I think. I don't know where. Um Probably further out. Closest thing near Toronto I could remember. Wow, I really need to travel more. I'm always staying in one place. I would like to just stay in one place. But my family moved around quite a bit when I was younger. I don't think we've stayed in the same place. Um well actually the last move that we did, we stayed in the same place for longer than 5 years. But up until that point, we basically kept moving around. Every 5 years, we'd be somewhere else. I think I went to like 9 different schools before high school. You should go to New Mexico. I don't want to go to Old Mexico. Why would I go to New Mexico? What's in New Mexico? I haven't been to very many states. I've been to like New York, and then I'm not gonna count like driving down because like you just pass through a bunch of states and you don't really do anything. You just stop and get gas or eat something, so it doesn't really count. Florida, Florida. I lived in Florida for like 3.5 years. Couldn't stand the heat, so I moved back up. Because New Mexico doesn't have much cartel people. Well, at least not as obviously as old Mexico, but I bet they're there in like a business sense, I guess. Or elementary school or middle school. Lifetime, don't know if lifetime is the right word. Oh, I went to about 4 different schools in my lifetime. Wasn't because of moving though. Oh, did you get suspended? I'm joking. They have Breaking Bad locations. I've actually been to the restaurant. Oh, nice. They should have like a joke crystal meth item that you can buy at the restaurant. If they don't have that, that's a missed opportunity. It could just be candy or something, but it would be funny. No, I just needed extra help growing up. Yes, I'm one of those kids. What do you mean, those kids? A troublesome child? I don't know. Or do you mean like studious? Special needs? I was gonna say something mean. I was gonna say, you don't sound special needs, but yeah. Like meth sprinkled on a dessert? Yeah, like green crystally sprinkles on ice cream or something. I don't know. It would be like a tribute to the show and also just a special item that you can get, I guess. Yeah, I'm doing a lot better now than I was a few years ago. So just like what's it called? Something learning. I can't remember. I grew up with severe anxiety. Also, it's something. Okay, it's not that. Then never mind. Yeah, I thought it was a. I was thinking that a developmental thing, but no. They have those blue rock candies that could work with it. Yeah, I didn't have anxiety growing up, but as an adult, I don't know. I think I developed it, and then now I don't really have it much, but or like I just kind of ignore it and do what I need to do. I guess, or try to ignore it as as much as I can. Is that why you don't want to drive, or are you able to handle it? Because when I was learning driving, I think that was part of why I kept having nightmares about crashing. That and the fact that my license wasn't even legit when I was driving, but that's a different story. Still struggling with anxiety sometimes, but not as much as I used to. I used to get panic attacks. Damn, I had a panic attack once. I think I thought I was having a heart attack. That's basically what everyone kind of feels, I guess. Yeah, it was scary, but I just kind of didn't know what to do. I just kind of stood there, and I was in my house, thankfully, so I was just standing there until it stopped. Yeah, I've never gotten one since. It's been like at least 10 years since. I feel like it might have been triggered by dehydration because I was in Florida at the time. So maybe drink, I don't know. Maybe drinking water will help somewhat. I don't really know if it'll help much though. Because it could be like, there's different triggers, right? I feel like water cured a lot of things for me. Just drinking a normal amount of water. Because I used to get a lot of headaches. Um, like a very long time ago, and ever since I've drank water like a decent amount, not even like the recommended amount, just a lot more than I would have normally drank. Pretty much I've never gotten a headache unless it was like special circumstances, like if I went to a party and there was too many people or something and I was stuck there for longer than I wanted to kind of handle it or deal with it, then I would sometimes get a headache when I come home, but normally I would never get a headache. Yeah, dehydration causes headaches, yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go. Bye bye. All right, have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you when I see you. One time I got severely dehydrated and got super sick. Damn. I don't think I've been that bad. I was out of this. Okay, yeah, out in the sun doing chores for an extended period of time. Felt very nauseous. It was bad, and it didn't help my overthinking issues. Yeah, when you think about what else it could be, and then you just gloss over the obvious cause. Um, the worst thing I've seen for dehydration was there was like a classmate. They straight up fainted after gym class, I guess. And I think they had to call the ambulance for them. They were okay after though. But they just dropped, and it like freaked the teachers out and everything. So the next day, there was a whole thing about drinking water, and then they brought like water bottles in for kids who didn't drink water or something, and then they also um, made it so that if it's too hot, you don't do gym, I guess, which makes sense actually, but yeah, that's not good. One of my classmates had a heat stroke. I think that's what she had. I think they ended up saying that it was a heat stroke. There's gonna be a lot of movement in the lines that I'm doing. I don't know if all of them make sense, but I'm just gonna do whatever. As long as we get a sense of like the insect like flying towards the camera or the viewer, I think I'm good. Trying to add some perspective, I see. Yeah. So like I guess they're all just gonna get smaller and smaller. That's why I'm saying I'm gonna draw the things that are on top first. That way I don't have to draw the things that are behind them, which includes a lot of the people. Like if I show you here, what do I do? Let's save. So obviously in black here we have the cicadas, but if I take away the cicadas, there's a bunch of stuff here, and I would have to render that wood, right? Like uh like do all the lines for the wood underneath that. There's like all of here with their clothes. but there's gonna be like the buzz sound effect that I want to be on top of that, and obviously some cicadas as well. So I decided the best way, like time saving and just best way in general, I guess, to deal with this is to decide what is on top of everything, which is the cicadas, render those first, and then whatever is visible behind them, then I will uh, ink that as well. That's the strat. And that way, I hopefully have the least amount of inking to do compared to if I were to just do it layer by layer. Still probably going to take long. Like it's already almost 7 hours on this page. So I would say maybe 12 hours, 10 to 12, 10 to 13. I don't know. Depends. Because technically, if I do one cicada very detailed, I can do these with less and less and less detail as they're further back. So those should go faster. And they take a lot of room. We'll see. I have a feeling that I can do this faster than that. I'm just kind of discouraged with how long it takes me sometimes. So I'm getting ready for it to be really long. Sounds like a plan. I pressed the enter key too early. Anyways, I gotta go get ready for bed. All right, have a good rest. I'll see you when I see you, and drink a lot of water. Have a good night. Yes, I'll drink as much as I can. No worries. Good night. Race stream. Hello, Lotus. How you doing? It as well. That's good. All is well here. Hey, yay, how you doing? Sorry I'm late. Oh, no problem. What you up to? I was in the pool. My godmom came here and got in the pool. How was your day? My day was good. It was kind of cool, like kind of on the cooler side. Not pool weather, I would say here. Mm, that was good. That you had a good day. Guess what? The other girl, my god sister, we made plans for her to stay the night, but she canceled last minute, so uh I have plans with her other friend. You're upset about it? For me, that's just more free time for myself. Yeah. I'm not the hangout type, I guess. Back to inking some weaving, yeah, and flies. Although I think I got the front ones at least. The back ones, I don't have to worry about them that much. But I decided to take a strategy with this page where I'm going to basically be doing what's up front, um, as in like over. I'm gonna consider the overlap essentially is what I'm getting at. Flies as cicadas all in front will be blocking a lot of the stuff at the back there, so I'm just gonna draw them, and then I'll draw whatever is left in the background. And that should help me speed up a bit. Really, that's what I would be doing if this was on paper anyway, so it makes sense. I need to drink some water. I think my throat is getting dried up. But yeah, how you doing, Moron? Is it still hot over there, or it's pretty cool over here? It's it's been around like 15, well, 20, 15 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit or Celsius throughout the day, and it's gonna drop to 10. So we're getting a little bit of a chill, I guess. Cool down. I hope it continues. Sorry to complain next time I'm here if it gets worse. That's good. That's good. I don't know if it's just my head or like just in my head. Just my head. I don't know if it's just in my head, but I feel like the break, I guess, that I had from drawing helped something with the I don't know, the approach or something. Because I know you remember I was trying to break like habits and stuff. I feel like it's easier to do something different or to adopt the better habits that are trying to form. Because I'm thinking about mark making more, which is divorced from the structuralist approach that I had before, which is like I'm thinking about building forms in 3D space, which is good for, I think it's good for the sketch stage more. But like in general, there was another approach that I was trying to do more of, which is mark making. You just make marks, you focus on making marks on a page to look like something, essentially, is what you try to do. Instead of thinking about, oh, this is the object in 3D space, let me um, build the forms and all that stuff. You just kind of let that approach take the back seat to mark making, which is something I'm still not doing correctly, but the idea is to prioritize quality line work to get the energy looking I guess more loose, more natural. Probably got to finally settle down with a different perspective, getting back into it, then actively change under a deadline. Perhaps, yeah, perhaps. Yeah, it makes sense, right? So I guess that's the actual function of breaks. Because I'm not a person that cares to do breaks or vacation. I think that's just like, that's a psyop. Like, I don't really feel the need. It's just drawing to me. So it's like, why should I take a break from it? But I guess the utility of taking a break is to get something to settle in, technique or something. I don't know. Those bugs look sick. Yeah, I like them. The energy of the mark making is essentially what's coming through here. Let's see if I can isolate it. Hold on. I think I just have to click this. Yeah. So obviously after I get the marks down, I'm gonna go back in with like shading and stuff to get the forms more properly defined. But yeah, the line work it's is much better than how it used to be. Yeah, something else I was thinking about for the mark making direction that I want to try to go into is I was thinking a lot about what makes a sketch so much more fun or interesting to look at than like a finished line work. Or like I guess the obvious thing was, it has more energy, right? But there was something else. I'm not probably gonna word it correctly, but there's something about a sketch where when you look at it, because of the fluidity or I guess incompleteness of it, it's more fun for a viewer to look at because they're having to do brain work in like putting the image together. So they're contributing something. It always seems to be more interesting, any piece of work, whether it's like art or writing, when you as the viewer get to play a part in it, right? At least that's what I think. So like that's why, like, for example, mysteries or theory crafting, all that stuff, that when you have like an aspect of a work that's open-ended and like a story or something, you have so much energy from fans to kind of like put things together, and it just becomes a very involved process for them. I think that's what makes it, from the visual aspect, that's what makes a sketch more interesting or fun. It's just more engaging, I guess. That's probably the key word. Engaging. So having an aspect of sketchiness or I guess line making that is not uh too rigid, that kind of leaves room for not interpretation. I guess just it gives them something to piece together. Like if you draw a complete circle, it feels stiff, right? But if you draw a circle with like a slight break, but you can obviously tell that the pieces come together. Um, like for example, I'll just do it in the eye here. If I were to draw a complete circle instead of drawing like this, where this part is missing, if I were to just draw a complete circle, it would be too static. It would be uninteresting compared to a shape like this where there's a piece missing. Our brain, whether we're aware of it or not, is completing the circle. So therefore, it's more interesting. It feels more interesting on a like a base level. Not interpreting, more like understanding of the general idea. Yeah, yeah. Like a lot of it, I guess you're not even aware of unless you're, examining it to find why something is interesting to look at. Um, to our mark. Alrighty. Now I'm free. I can go play. This is gonna become my next curse. I bought a PS5 and screwed myself over. No, it's got its own at least that's what I'm telling myself. To get away from the art every now and again is probably a good thing. You can like dial in and dial out, and there's probably a benefit. Well, there is a benefit to it. We've kind of experienced that with uh coming back to this after that delay. I think that part should go here. Yeah. So it's not interpretation or open-endedness or something like that necessarily. It's like thought-provoking and with a trail of like breadcrumbs. Like it there is a lead to follow and there is like a conclusion to reach, which is the intended conclusion by the writer or the artist, but it's done in such a way that allows or provokes the audience to go there, but the destination is pretty much set, I guess. Yeah, I feel a lot better about it. So like it's not like I was stressing or something when I was inking before, but there's a lot less, I guess, there's a feeling of freeness, I guess. I don't know. There's not a struggle. Like there was a struggle before. There is a little bit right now. You can see me like repeating a line over and over again, but it feels like I can break that. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't look like he's looking here. I need to fix that. So I'll just erase that here. I guess I'll draw both of them first. It has to look this way, so it's gotta be a little. I'll make like a point for referencing like the center of the eye. Looking kind of crazy. And then I'll measure the outside of it. To kind of average a diameter or a radius. Can't have that much nostril. It's something I really need to upgrade. My nose drawing abilities are not good. But yeah, looks like he's looking more over here than here. So maybe I'll just move them over a bit. Should be able to do both. Just nudge them to the side. Yeah, that's better. What's going on? What? Oh. Oh, okay. I messed up. Anyways, I'll just use the layers. I don't care anymore. Hold. Yeah. Maybe if I move the nose down, I can get it to look more. Yeah, okay, look. Because what I was trying to do is get the face to look like it's tilted downwards a bit. I think the nose was causing a problem with that read. At least the placement of it was. Because if it's center, then it just looks like it's not tilted. Panel still flows kind of looks at his arm, which then directs the bugs to the bugs, which then direct to the main guys. Yeah, yeah, that was the idea. Of course, I have to make sure that the word bubbles don't interrupt any of that. But I think we're okay. Like if I have a, because the page is like this actually, so so it's not optimal, but it's still kind of the energy goes down. So like we could go like this, right? We could go early to see them, their face or the bugs and then their face, or we can go from here to here. There's probably gonna be a word bubble between them. That's why. And then we go down to their face, and then we see what they're surprised at, and then we go out of the page with the bugs to the next page, I guess. But that'll be the next episode or chapter or whatever. So Cool. All right, I think I'll yeah, I think I'll call it. My main thing was getting these guys to look cool, and they do. So just need to like there's various little details like the legs and whatever appendages, some wing details, but I'll get all that figured out. They look like they're moving. That's the important part. The time worked so far is 8 hours, 30 minutes, about 8.5 hours. Let's just say that. Um, it's a hell of a lot better than 30. So let's say that I have 4 more hours on this. It's a whole lot better than 30. That's what we'll have to be happy with for now, I guess. We'll work our way up or down, I guess. But for now, um, gonna go eat a juicy burger, and then I'm gonna play some games, and I'm gonna go to sleep. Um, hopefully eat something nice and have some rest yourself. I'll see you probably not tomorrow. You guys have July 4th, right? I'll see you whenever. Maybe, yeah, the weekend, I guess. Goodbye. Good night. Oh, yeah. For YouTube, same thing. See you guys. Have a nice 4th. I guess most of you guys are American, I think.